Hey, Instagram. Hey, YouTube. Robert J. Conley here. Coming to you on the day that Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, made news for going into space. Went up to like 350,000 feet. An accomplishment. And not to take anything away from Bezos, but one of the things that Jeff Bezos and most of the billionaires that we have in our society today are very good at is taking what has been done in the past and taking it to the next level or to another permutation. You know, if you watch these regularly, you'll know I've talked about Bezos basically picked up where Sears left off. Bezos started Amazon a year after Sears shut down its catalog business, and Bezos just adapted modern technology to a hundred-year-old business. In space, again, not taking anything away from him, but whether it's Elon Musk, whether it's Richard Branson, whether it's Jeff Bezos, they're all building on the work of their predecessors. And interestingly, they're doing actually smaller versions of what were massively and quite honestly imprudent expenditures of money. We we used socialism in the U.S. space program. We used socialism or fascism, depending on which one you want to use. And I don't mean those in incendiary ways. I mean that the government took enormous amounts of money and dictated that it would be used to send men to the moon. And so we went to the moon to prove that capitalism was the better system. And we used a whole lot of socialism and fascism to do it. But I digress. So, Bezos followed in this process. He followed both in getting there and also if you just watch his launch, what are the 4 words? Focus, ignite, execute, improve. And those are the only if you could only remember 4 words in your life and the meanings of them, you would do really super well. So focus, a rocket engine focuses the energy. It's a massive explosion that has focused energy that causes it to propel itself. And so the job of an entrepreneur, I probably failed to make this clear that I'm trying to give you some mental pictures on what it takes and what to envision in how to get a business going. And you're going into business for yourself, whether you are putting your name outside, whether you're starting a whole new business, if you're a salesperson on commission, you're in business for yourself. And so the first thing is focus. Focus. Where are you going to focus your energy? What are you going to become a master of? Is it real estate? Is it, rubber duckies? Doesn't matter. Focus. Next, ignite. So ignition is it's the unleashing of the energy. And so like I said, the energy can be dispersed in an explosion or it can be focused like a rocket engine. And with individuals looking to start a business, you really need to look at your energy, your personal energy. What is your emotion? What is your, it's not always enthusiasm, but we'll use enthusiasm for right now. But what is your energy for this endeavor? And, again, if you look at the billionaires, ridiculous amounts of energy. Part of why they're billionaires, there are multiple reasons, but one of the reasons is these are people that have exceptionally high amounts of focused energy to achieve their goals. And so for you, what's the energy that you feel around your endeavor? If it's, I'll give it a shot. Well, good luck with that. If it's, I'm going to focus on this, I'm going to make this work, and it's going to take me X number of years, I believe, to get this done, and I feel really good about that, then that's a sign to go forward. And then moving forward, you need to, if you're the founder of the company, you need to be listening for that same level of energy for those people you recruit into your endeavor. You have got to feel that there is this ignition, that there is going to be this ignition, this combustion, this combining of different abilities to get to a greater good. So ignition is what gets it going, and it takes an enormous amount of energy. Next is execute, and execute is when you're actually getting your work done. And like in this case of the rocket, well, in this case, the rocket, went up to 350, came to a full stop, right? And then came back down. And some businesses, that's what happens because they don't have enough energy to get into orbit. But I would suggest to you that any business you start, you should start from the perspective of getting into orbit. In other words, having processes that execute and that just consistently deliver results. So execution feels like when you see the stories about astronauts being in weightlessness, and it's just going around. Now, it's not true in everyday life. Life's never that easy, but you don't have to expend as much energy every day to keep the momentum going. And so when you're expending all this energy up front and you're hitting roadblocks and you're wondering, is this worth it? The picture in your mind is to get to the place where you have processes that are replicable and that are generating the revenue that you need to generate, and know that your energy expenditure can be moderated more at that point than in the upfront starting of the endeavor. And then the last word after focus, ignite, execute is improve. And so the guys that went up in I want to say Blue Horizon, but that doesn't sound right to me right now. The blue, whatever it is, ship, the reusable spaceship. They're debriefing, they're examining their results. What did everything go right? What can we make better? Where can we take this to the next level? How do we get a rocket ship? Maybe how do we get a rocket ship that orbits the Earth? Whatever that is, but that focus on improve. And this is where businesses sometimes err in that, yes, you need to be constantly improving, constantly committed to improving. But what's more important is to get enough attempts to get a reasonable facsimile, to not make massive changes just based on a few results. It's to have multiple executions of processes, and to then evaluate those processes and see how you can refine them and improve them and get to the point where you now are even more efficient and more profitable. And then the question is, well, okay, great. What do you do after that? You refocus. It's a never-ending process. And the only way that organizations sustain themselves is by refocusing, always refocusing, and whether it's every year, whether it's every 5 years, but that's the job of the leader, is to focus on the future and to keep focusing on what matters and what needs to be done. And where organizations go sideways, and they always go sideways, it could take 10 years, it could take 10 months, it can take 100 years, but every organization has a lifespan. And what happens is eventually those who focus on the future, those who focus on what should be done, go away. And the ones who are just into the day-to-day execution, want nothing but steady, everything the same every day, kind of envelop any given organization. And eventually that organization, like Sears Roebuck did, just kind of goes down the ditch. And so, as you watch that rocket launch replay, or whatever it is, just keep this mental picture in your mind and think in terms of focus, ignite, execute, improve, and keep doing that. Keep repeating. If you haven't found that thing that you start feeling the energy around, focus on finding the thing that you feel the energy around. Make that your daily task. All right. I'm Robert J. Conley. I hope this little visual picture or description is helpful to you in keeping on in growing your business and your income. And that's what I got for you today. I'll see you next time.